Hey guys, today we're going to be showing you how to make a LEMMiNO border reveal just like in his Q&A. It's going to be very simple, very straightforward. I'll try my best to make the tutorial as straightforward as possible, but do keep in mind that I am making it as I go along and I'm trying to remember the things that I did in order to make it. So yeah, on to the video. So the first thing you want to do is we can click new composition. We got 920 by 1080. We got the duration at 10 seconds, but you can increase this or decrease this depending on you. Doesn't really matter, but let's keep it 10 for the sake of this video, and we'll click OK. Just make sure to pause the video, and copy all of that. Next thing you want to do is right click, new solid, and let's make it this color and 920 by 1080. But you can make it to a different color if you'd like. Depends on you. Click OK. Now we have a new solid. You want to click off here. Then you want to click the rectangle tool, and then you want to make a rectangle. Boom. And you can see here I've already set it. So in order to change the fill, we don't want any fill, so we will hold Alt, then click, 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 click. Now you'll see this to alternate between. Just hold Alt and click, and then you should get this. And the border, in his video, it was around 14. If I had to show it, it's probably just 14. But anyways, after that, we can start making the rectangle. And now here we can see it's a bit too big, and let's adjust it. And the way to adjust this is not by going to the maybe one of the transforms and adjusting the scale. You can see it changes the border size. Let's see here, for example, changes the stroke size, I mean. So we don't want that. What we want is we want to resize it without changing the stroke. And in order to do that, you go over to the rectangle path. Then you unlink this, and now you can see you can change it without changing the stroke. And now let's make it something like this. Let's press V in order to go back to the cursor in case we weren't already, and then go to align, which should be found here. And if you don't see that, you can go here and click align. And if you don't see any of the things that you'll be needing in this video, you just you can find it here. Now that we have that out of the way, we go to align, center, and center, and now it's perfectly centered. You can see, click out the video, you can see it's over here. Now, in order to make it just like LEMMiNO's video, what you want to do is you want to hold this, and then you want to make a keyframe here, and in here we'll maybe move about here. Actually, yeah, we'll hit Control Z. We'll make it so that it's so right now it's 110. I mean, this number or whatever. It's about 1010. If I'm not, if my dyslexia is not acting out, then it should be at 1010. I'm assuming it is. Anyways, once that's in check, we click size. We want to move it somewhere here, all right? Maybe here. And then we make another keyframe, but this time we resize it. Okay. And that's when that's done, click boom. But here's the thing. It's coming from the center and we want it to come from the side. In order to do that, to come from, and I've seen tutorials like this in the past and just they couldn't get the exact thing we wanted. So what we'll do is we'll go to transform, and we're gonna hold Alt and click on anchor point. Then we'll move the snippet here, and we're gonna move it to size. Correct? And now that we have this, what we'll do is we'll click tap on the keyboard 2. Should work. And now that we have that, it's going the other side, but in order to make it from the go to the right, we'll go here again and make it -2. Click off, and now it should be working. Just like that, we have the LEMMiNO style. And now, in order to fix this, whatever is going on here, we'll, go to the keyframe, this one, and we can navigate through the keyframe through clicking any of these buttons. So an example would be like that. So now that we're on this keyframe, all we'll do is we'll set the position to center it by clicking this, make sure it's selected, then align. And now it's coming from the side there. Now that we have that covered, because again, I've seen many tutorials and they just couldn't get it right, I've had to figure this out by combining the knowledge I gathered from all those tutorials and make it into a video. Next thing we'll want to do is the reveal there under the the name and the social media that was used, or the platform that was used to send the message. What we'll do is we'll simply Control C on the layer and Control V, and now we have it here. And now we'll what we'll do is we'll make sure to resize all of this, but make it like that. Now we're at this part. In order to do this, we just click on Contents, Rectangle, Rectangle Path, and we'll see it again. And in order, when moving the video, sometimes this could not follow. In that case, we just do that, and now we can move. Actually, I'm not sure if that makes any difference, but I'm just winging it, and just in case it does, maybe try that. Anyways, on the next part, we'll so now we see this, and there's another one that's coming out, and we don't exactly want that, so we'll go back to we want it to come from here. So in order to do that, we'll go to the transform, and we'll change it from -2 to 2. You guessed it. I mean, it's pretty easy. It's pretty self-explanatory. We just change it to 2, and then we click off, and it should change positions there. And we'll change it again. So we'll just click on it and hold this, and then put it here. Actually here, we can zoom in a bit, to just see it properly, for aligning it properly. So it'd be something like that. And now that we have that in place, so we change the axis from this point and make sure it's aligned pretty well. And just like that. Now, if we play it back, it looks something like this. And now you can clearly see it's not really it's a bit misaligned, so we'll change the position again by just like that. We change the position, and now we'll go back to this part, the position. We don't want to move that. We want to move this part in order to change the horizontal axis, and we'll go a bit here so that we can see it. And let's see, just like that. And now it should be working fine. And we can play around, see here your video is a bit off. We can see it's going a bit off there. Let me see, it's a bit off there. So what we want to do is just resize it again. Yeah, change the positioning again a bit. And this time we're gonna go from the vertical axis, kind of, I guess. Actually, not the vertical, the horizontal. Still not perfectly aligned. And we want to go to the after the video has one moment. And now we're gonna see some of these shadings, and we want this gone. In order to remove that, we just press on the keyboard V to go back to the cursor, And like that, we remove anti-aliasing, and it's really what's anti-aliasing which is causing that. The position again, we change it to, you just click Control Z to put it back because it was already good, I think. Or and then we can see if whether it is good. Now, if you see like that white thing coming out, then you know it's not uh, put there properly. So we want to make sure like the next, if it comes out, then it's in the wrong. But if we want to make it, basically just use your common sense until you see it, play around with it, and see if it starts, if it's working properly. Now we don't want it to end there, right? We want it a lot smaller, want the size a lot smaller, and you know, in line there, a small box for the name. So in order to do that, we make sure we're on the right frame, and you can see here the size changes here. And what we'll do is we'll make, in here it doesn't change. See, 135, 0, 0, 135. So what we'll do is we'll move this, make it a lot smaller, like that. And then and the other one, make it also a lot smaller by change it like that. So now that's done, we'll change the position again. And that didn't really register in my head, but now it is. I'm sorry, by the way. Yes, this is kind of like, I'm just kind of winging this, but it does work. You just have to follow through with what I'm doing. So sorry, just apologize if the tutorial is a bit messy. And yeah, something like that. But we want it to end very shortly, and we do that by changing the size at the end here after the like that, just like that. And this axis should be working now. And so let's say example, the name is somewhat, you can put the name here after the for the text reveal, and it should be working fine now. It's just rendering, give it some time. And then yeah, that's how we do it. And you can see it's a little bit too slow, so what we'll do is we're just gonna like that. And it's maybe it's not a bit, it doesn't look too fluid, just like LEMMiNO's. So in that case, what we'll do is we'll go back to the first one, contents, and then you'll see you highlight both of these, and you hit F9, and that will turn it to an easy ease. We'll also do the same thing here, so it'll look a lot smoother. F9, and just like that, we'll replay the video. Let me just, it's a lot smoother. And now and you can rewatch LEMMiNO's videos to see if it's correct. Now we have one thing here, is that in LEMMiNO's videos, it doesn't automatically reveal the one under, right? It kind of like, it increases opacity as it's going. So what we'll do here is we're gonna play around with it. Is what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here, maybe instead of we'll go hit the first keyframe, okay, and then we're gonna do, what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on this, and then right like here. No, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back, click opacity, hit opacity, and then we're gonna make it 0. We're gonna turn it all the way down to 0, and then just a bit here, we're gonna make it 100. So now it looks a lot smoother, right? And just like LEMMiNO's video, if you play it back in very slow, if you really decrease the playback speed, you'll see he does something like that. So it looks a lot more fluid. And the same thing we can do with the other, for the social media logo over here. We'll just hit, this time we're gonna hit Control C on this one, and Control V, and now we have this, and we're gonna move it maybe a little like that, and we're gonna go check the positioning, the positioning. You can see here the position, and we're gonna move it maybe. Wait, Control Z. I keep forgetting which, and I kind of have to guess every time. But now we have it. See, it's perfectly aligned, and instead of you know, we go to this keyframe, the second one here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna again change the size, the final size of this to something like that. And now for the final product, we go over here and hit play. Now it looks a bit off. It's because maybe, yeah, just it's not completed yet. So what we're gonna do is so once it's complete, we're gonna move it maybe a bit here. Let's see now, and just like that. And now for the second one, I'd probably just ditch the opacity, remove it, and see what it looks like when there is no opacity. And just like that, it depends. If you want to keep it, you can go ahead and keep it. But if you've got, if you don't like it, you can remove it. It's really up to you. And just like that, we made LEMMiNO's border. I'm assuming you guys already know how to render this. It's very simple. I mean, if just, it's going to take a lot longer because I'm going to have to open a deep Adobe Media Encoder. But essentially, you just want to make it MP4 or, just save it as is, then add it to your Premiere program or whatever you want to do. And yeah, that's it. I hope this video has helped. And if it did help you, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you can support me, if you have cash to spare, send me some money on PayPal to support the channel. Yeah, and until the next one.